All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Legend of the Hidden Temple. No, Legend of the Three Kingdoms. I am your host, Olmec. Today, the Shrine of the Silver Monkey. Nobody ever made it out of that damn shrine either. It's the easiest puzzle in the entire game. Put the butt down, put the chest down, put the head down. That's all you had to do. Kids could never figure it out. And they always hit a temple guard in that room. So as soon as they came in, they started playing with it. Suddenly, this weird dude would just grab a kid, and the kid would piss themselves, then realize, oh, I have an amulet of light. Give it to them. Now I have to go back and look like a moron. Sorry, Legend of the Hidden Temple was a very large part of my childhood. Hi everybody. It's been a little while because I've been sick as a dog. But yesterday was my birthday and I got Power Rangers dice. I'm very happy. Announcements. Numenera, the first iteration of the Cypher system, is currently at this moment kickstarting its kind of updated second edition. I think it's got a little over a day left to back it. They just kickstarted the second edition of Cypher last summer, and we're supposed to be getting the books and everything in a few months here. So Numenera will technically be using those new rules, but it will be Numenera. Numenera is immensely awesome. It's basically, you are living in the ninth world. And what that means is there's been 8 previous civilizations that have gone to prominence, and then something has happened and wiped them out. So you are the 9th iteration of life on this planet. And so Numenera is built around this idea of exploration and discovery. And it's a massively cool game system. So, yeah, that's going on right now. The Sword World English translation for Sword World 2.5 is going to be going live, I think, in April. So we're getting close to that being a thing. Traveler is crowdfunding a new edition fairly soon here. There's a new indie TTRPG called Legend of Akatosh that I think is still crowdfunding right now, or is just finished. I can't remember which. Trying to think of any other big things going on. There's just tons. Oh, I think right now on Humble, if you've ever been interested in playing a tabletop RPG where you regularly just pick up armfuls of dice and then roll them all and still find a way to fail.
Shadowrun?
Yeah, Shadowrun 4th edition. For $25, you can get effectively every 4th edition book that was ever published. So the entire freaking system for $25 is an amazing steal. And
Are they currently on a 5th or 6th edition?
They're in 6th, which everybody hates. Effectively, the way that Shadowrun works, 1st edition was kind of a mess. 2nd edition was okay. 3rd edition, people tended to like. And then 4th and 5th are the two ones that people tend to kind of argue about like the best version of Shadowrun. But most people agree 6th edition is horseshit. And I own 6th edition, and it's not a horrible TTRPG, but it's not one I'm looking forward to running.
I never played 4th. I played 3rd and 5th, and between them, I feel like 3rd feels more like Shadowrun than 5th does.
5th did some weird things. There's also, like, 5th edition is so incredibly difficult to find. Like, there is not a single virtual tabletop that actually has an official rule set support for it anywhere. You can't find character sheets for it on Roll20. You can't find it officially supported on Fantasy Ground, Foundry, anything. There is, people have made a 5th edition Shadowrun module for Foundry, but that's it. Nowhere else supports Foundry. You can't find it anywhere. I don't know what in the hell was happening during fifth edition, but they were very, very anti-digital anything for it.
Hmm.
So yeah, but DK played a fifth edition Shadowrun game with his buddies, and they streamed it over on his channel. And yeah, he was regularly rolling like 12 or 13 dice and still couldn't get more than one success. Like, it was impressive. So,
That is impressive.
yeah. And he was, if I remember correctly, he was their decker. And so
That's just painful.
yeah, he was trying to do all this cool hacking shit, and it
Deckers and
wasn't
riggers,
working.
man.
It was amazing. Then they had, I think they had two different street samurai. One who went more of like a ninja route, and the other one was just a straight up like barbarian style guy. And then they also, I think they had a shaman too. Which shamans in Shadowrun are fucking awesome. The whole lore for Shadowrun is amazing. The only problem most people have with Shadowrun is playing Shadowrun is rough. But the lore and the classes and everything like that is amazingly cool. It's just
they have an
entire is really, really crunchy.
The entire will of Dunkelzahn's will. Dunkelzahn is a great dragon who ran for and won the presidency in alternate history.
Oh, and that's the other thing. Dragons in Shadowrun are like
Don't
ancient dragons in D&D are a terrifying thing to deal with. They're nothing compared to Shadowrun dragons. Shadowrun dragons are terrifying not because they're these massive, powerful. No, they have real power. They control corporations, and they can make you disappear. Like, they're terrifying villains to deal with.
And even then, it takes like a whole army to deal with one dragon.
Yeah, they are absolutely terrifying creatures. Again, the lore of Shadowrun is so awesome. And they put so much love. And the source books that you get for Shadowrun are not like Shadowrun expanded rules. It's like Shadowrun Seattle. Here's how Seattle works in Shadowrun, or Shadowrun New York. Here's how this fucked up city works in this fucked up universe.
Or it'll be like Shadowrun Tech, and it's just a bunch of implants and shit for deckers and riggers.
It's a cool idea. And if you're willing to put in the work to learn a very crunchy system, it's very, very cool. The only quote unquote downside, Shadowrun is very, very mission based. So running like a traditional like D&D style campaign doesn't work as well. It's much like Shadowrun works super, super well when you run it as kind of like West Marches-esque, where it's just a bunch of missions and the story is kind of told with the characters themselves, not this overarching plot that you get to deal with. Yeah. So anyway, $25 for literally an entire series run of a game that is remembered fondly. Again, people argue about, fourth.
Fans keep it alive.
Well, third, fourth, and fifth always kind of get the argument of which one is the best. And the ones that I've seen argued most passionately generally tend to be between 4 and 5, but there's also a very vocal third edition that absolutely love it. Yeah, so that's a thing. Trying to think, is there anything else good going on right now?
I know there's over on High Rollers. There are still 7 days left if you just like want to contribute and get like involved in like the stretch goals and all that kind of stuff. They met their stretch goal in 5 minutes when they first aired it.
What are they kickstarting again?
Althea the Dragon Empire.
Oh,
They've made their own D&D 5e based campaign setting book. They've met their goal and then some. But there's still cool shit you want to get if you want to contribute.
Which another thing that doesn't surprise me, they've got a very, very loyal fan base. So that's still a thing. Oh, so I made this video on my YouTube channel where someone asked me, if you could turn an anime into TTRPG, which one would you choose? And I mentioned, I get that this makes me, a stupid touristy weeb, but I really enjoy Sword Art Online. Specifically, the first Aincrad arc. It annoys me that it only lasted for like half a season, because there was so much more interesting shit that you could have told in this death game world. Like 2 days after I did that, they announced a brand new Sword Art video game, which the more recent Sword Art video games have not been great. And probably my biggest problem with almost all the Sword Art Online video games is you always have to play as Kirito, who's the main character. There's only 2 that allow you to create your own character. One of them is a mobile game that's a massive gotcha cash grab. And the other one, you're not even in Sword Art Online, you're in Gun Gale Online, and you have guns and you shoot stuff. And Kirito is a character that you deal with, but you get to make your own character and you get to be the hero. Well, this one, they're going back to the Aincrad arc. So for anyone that doesn't know, it was a VR MMO that when people logged in, they were informed, I think there was 10,000 people that got in on the first day, and a few hours in, they're informed, by the way, you can't log out anymore. If anyone attempts to log you out, the VR device will microwave your brain and kill you. Also, if you die in the game, it will microwave your brain and kill you. The only way to ever leave this world is to beat the game, which you have to climb this 100-floor tower and beat a boss on every single floor. So that's the premise of it. In this new game, you actually get to create your own character and play through the Aincrad arc, which I'm very, very excited about. So, yeah. So that's kind of cool. And they finally figured out, oh, wait a minute. People want to create their own characters in this MMO that we created a game around? Who would have thought people that play games that allow you to create your own avatar would want to create their own avatar? So I'm very excited about that. Also, I think a Sword Art Online TTRPG would be fun. So, yeah. Anyway. Any other big news going on? No? Cool. Well, then I think it is time to return to the legend of the Three Kingdoms. Moving forward, we're going to be testing a new thing, not this week, but later on, where the players will be doing the introductions and maybe getting a little reward for doing it. But this week, since it's still brand new, I will be doing a recap. The party has been triumphant. After defeating the 4th general in the city of Ebenthorn, the party returned to Midenwell to celebrate and start planning their eventual movement to Rathfont and eventually storming Castle Tormenrift to finally defeat the Dark Lord, ruler of Crucitalia. However, while they were there, the Dark Lord addressed the entirety of Crucitalia with a giant projection of himself. He said that Crucitalia had been a failure, that he was going to start over from scratch, and that meant destroying every living creature. He gave the populace 1 week to prepare for their demise. The party, not wanting to kowtow to a villain, decided to separate and protect the cities as well as they could. Thus far, the party has been able to fight battles in Midwell, Clawsgate, Ebenthorn, and Scornmote, leaving just Ilmorn and Misenford still requiring defense. And once those two cities are dealt with, then the true final chapter can begin with the storming of Castle Tormenrift. Alright, so the last time we played, if I remember correctly, we were protecting Scornmote, right?
Stormer was last, yeah.
And you guys were able to do a pretty good job. I think you guys had like one fatality of a townsperson, and that was really it. So good on you. But that does mean that we only have 2 more groups left, or 2 more cities to protect. So, as a reminder, the 2 cities we still have left to protect are Ilmorn, which you guys have sent the Hunters Guild from Ebenthorn there, the King and Queen of Valakovia, the Necromancer and Bladesinger Vampire Lords, and Vala. And then the other town is Misenford.
Yep.
I should mention, Ilmorn is being attacked by a vampire knight riding on a citadel spider. And they have spiderling swarms, vampire thralls, flaming skeletons, and beholder zombies. So, Misenford is protected by the Evoker and Warlock vampires, the deputies from Scornmote, Kevin and his party of what's the name of the class?
Bloodhunters?
Bloodhunters, yeah, Bloodhunters. The crossbow dude from Scornmote, the blacksmith, and then Relwyn is there as well. So, between those 2 places, where would you guys like to go next? I will warn you, both of these are going to be a little bit different from what you're used to thus far.
Oh, good. I know the DC is now should be up to 14 if we're following that from last time.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the Vala wanted to go last. Is that still?
That was my thought. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I guess that's up to Misenford.
Misenford. So, Misenford is by far the farthest away from Middenwell. And so getting there, normally you guys would have a few days of prep work and stuff that you can do before getting there. Unfortunately for you, Misenford is going to take you pretty much the entire amount of time you have to get there.
Vampire Council couldn't teleport us or anything?
Not with how many people had to go to how many different places. Again, this is all technically happening simultaneously, and so everyone had to go in a bunch of different places, and the Vampire Council is going with you somewhat. So, yeah. Real quick, we have to kind of divvy up roles. Again, for this one, I'm assuming, Imp, you're going to be portraying Relwyn.
Yep.
For everyone else, we have the Evoker and Warlock vampires. So an Evocation Wizard and then a Warlock. The deputies, who all use firearms. Kevin and crew, whom I'm still very proud of their special ability, which we just call better to be lucky than talented. The crossbow dude, who is an arcane archer from Scornmote, and his special ability is the trick arrow. The blacksmith, I believe, from Scornmote as well, that just gives a passive buff, so no one will have to play him. Yeah, Felicity's father.
Yeah, masterwork weapons.
Mm-hmm. Just means that in this place, everybody's attack rolls have a +1. And then the final person is Relwyn. So, people that need to be played are the two vampires, the deputies, Kevin and crew, and the crossbow dude. So, start off with who wants to play the vampires.
Sure, I'll take the vampires again.
Cool.
Mm.
Who wants to play the deputies?
Oh,
All right. Kevin and crew. The Were Slayers.
I I think I could totally embody the spirit of Kevin.
Awesome, dude. Totally righteous. And then finally, the crossbow dude. Basically, your standard arcane archer, but crossbow instead of longbow.
Sure, I'll double up.
Cool. All right. So, you guys double time it as well as you can to get there, hopefully before anything is going wrong. But as you start getting close to Misenford, along the horizon, you can see smoke rising from the village. Now, Relwyn, this is where you grew up. You're very familiar with Misenford. Smoke rising from chimneys and things like that is not uncommon, but this is too much smoke, and it is a thick black tar-looking smoke that's rising from various places around Misenford. As you all get closer, you are able to actually get a better idea of what Misenford is looking like. Try and get it here as well as I can, and give the audience that would be the wrong thing. Hold please. Let's try that one. That one's better. There we go. So, this is Misenford. One of the more unique aspects of Misenford compared to almost any other city in Crucitalia is Misenford is surrounded entirely by a wall because of how dangerous it is outside of Misenford. The only other city with walls is Rathfont. But they tend to get less use than the walls of Misenford do. The kind of center of commerce for Misenford and center of activity tends to be the tavern complex. It is a collection of buildings that has taverns and inns and various other things for people to kind of meet in, and it's dead center in the middle of town. Relwyn, you would be familiar over here with the Temple of the Dark Lady that you used to work in. Something that is very, very different is all of these strange black fissures that seem to be going through the town itself. Now, as far as you guys are aware, the battle shouldn't have happened yet. You guys probably have about 8-ish hours before the battle is intended to start. But from outside the city, you can see something has happened already. So, what would you all like to do?
For first part, the special ability of the evocation wizard, I don't think it's what's in my notes. I think I typoed. What is it?
What do we have? Meteor Storm is what I have.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what I did. I wrote meat storm.
If you would like to conjure KFC to rain upon them, I'm fine with that. Or maybe, Arby's has the meats. So, I
Yeah.
mean, if you wanted
Was
to
that
rain
one?
down horsey sauce, their tagline for like 3 or 4 years was, "We've got the
Yeah.
meats."
Yeah.
With Michael Clark Duncan doing the voiceover.
Was the one movie Greenie with a Chance of Meatballs?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, if you want that to be Conjure Arby's, I'm fine with that. Otherwise, you can
No,
rain
Meteor
down
Storm
Hellfire
is
as
fine.
well.
Meteor Storm is just fine.
And what was the deputies again?
It's the deputies plural.
Yeah.
So it's actually a group of them.
They have
Oh,
silver
what is
magic
their?
ammo.
Yeah, give me a second here.
Oh,
I thought you were asking what their name was. I'm like, there's lots of them. Yeah.
no.
So effectively, they can load their weapons with either silver bullets or some kind of magic ammo to give them a benefit. So.
We have 8 hours, you said?
Mm-hmm. I think. Did I forget to mention what you guys are fighting against?
Dark Knight, Nightwalker, Skeleton Warriors, Ghouls, Giant Spiders, and Alhoon, which are undead mind flayers.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so what? So black smoke billowing coming from parts of town. I guess layout of what's this? What do we see as we're actually coming here? This.
From the outside, you could just see the walls themselves, though you would notice that the southeast corner parapets have been destroyed and there's rubble there, meaning that monsters can technically get into the city through there, which has happened a few times in your lifetime, but it's something that as soon as the wall is damaged, it is immediately repaired, because the wall is what keeps most of the bad things out. And then you would also notice there's this strange fissure in the ground that seems to go under the wall there. So that's what you can see from the outside right now. Also, the main entrance into the city, which is this gate right here, is open.
Seeing all this, I think Rowan would normally be cautious, but the city's already been under siege. But has there been any signs on the outside of the city?
Other than, I mean, the wall being destroyed in a place is a major notice. But the rest of it, again, the reason the city has walls is they get a lot of use.
Yeah.
So seeing marks and chips and stuff like that in the outer walls is not uncommon. They're constantly being repaired.
Yeah.
So the like I said, the weird things are normally the drawbridge or the gate into town is almost always closed, and normally if there was damage to the wall where there was like a hole in it, you would see a swarm of people around it. Some of them defenders to protect the workers, and then just all the workers in the city would stop what they were doing and go rebuild the wall. And there's nobody there right now.
Explain the situation to everyone. It's just like, well, I think we may need to go in. We don't have much time left. See, there's a city worth defending.
All right. Me and my team will take the lead, and he'll do some hand gestures to the others,
And they're like, oh,
and they'll head out,
Kevin,
crouch through the grass.
Kevin, have you ever been here before?
Not exactly. But I don't have any of us been here before, or
Yes, Kevin. I've been here before.
Right. So do you want to take the lead then? we've got your 6,
I think we need to
or
approach with caution and see what's waiting for us in here and see if there's any survivors here. I know normally the smart decision would be to scout and get the lay of the land and all that. Unfortunately, the Dark Lord is coming imminently soon. So we may have to be slightly cautious, but also hurried and carefully approach and see what awaits us in the city. I would advise looking. This gate should not be open, let alone this type of activity have happened. Keep an eye out for anyone that may attack us and any traps.
right.
Unfortunately, time is not on our side.
All right. So, how are you going to get into the city? Like, if you want, you can kind of circle the entire city and see if you can find any other ways in. Otherwise, right now,
We said the gate is open.
yeah, gates open, and then there's the hole in the wall that you can see as far as where you can enter.
I mean, if the gate's open, I think we might as well approach it, or at least see why it's open, because it shouldn't be.
Sure. As you get closer to the gate, the way that this gate works is effectively twofold. There is a drawbridge. Normally, there'd be like a moat or something for the drawbridge to go over. Scorn Mode has never had that defense, but they do have a very heavy drawbridge that just goes down on the ground. You notice that the 2 chains that would normally lift it and break it, both of them have been severed. And inside the, whatever that building is called, the Bailey, I don't know. There's also a large portcullis. And as you go in there, you can see the portcullis itself, which is just basically steel bars, is warped and effectively jammed in the upright position.
Mm.
And I'm presuming no one appears to be manning the gate or portcullis.
Not that you can see from the outside.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre rouge, even.
Guess we're going to approach inside.
All right. As you walk through, you can smell. You can smell like brimstone and ash in the air. There's a little bit of sulfur in the air as well, where the air itself kind of tastes sour. And as you come into Scorn Moat proper, the entire kind of little subdivision that lived right next to the gates here tended to be things like the Teamsters. Like it was housing, but a lot of it was people that were regularly kind of leaving in and out of the gates. And as far as you can tell, like the houses around here seem to have been completely abandoned. Some of them are burnt out. I figure the audience has seen enough of that. Some of them are burnt out. Other of them, you can see doors that are hanging off their hinges. As you're looking around, go ahead and make me a wisdom perception check.
Could the vampires try and sniff for blood and see if I can get advantage? Then again, Rowan has stupid perception, so we'll trust him.
I have stupid passive perception. Actually, I'm not proficient. If I was proficient in perception, I would be even more ridiculous. But I do have advantage, and I got a 16 on the die. So perception, so that'll be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So as you're sitting there, you suddenly kind of hear some movement to your left, and suddenly you see a humanoid figure figure rushing at you. You can hear the sound of metal clanging against metal, but it doesn't sound like armor or weapons clashing. It sounds like pots and pans banging against each other.
Which is the last thing you want to do, is you want to make noise.
Yeah. As
Like,
you,
I just mean, I mean in general for like Rowan, just like, no, you keep your head down, keep quiet, surviving, all that. And he looks back like, what the?
and so as you look over, you see this humanoid rushing towards you with, at first glance, looks like he's carrying a shield and some sort of blunt weapon. As they get closer, it's a pot cover and something that you think used to be maybe like a ladle or something, but has been like jury rigged with weights and things like that to turn it into kind of a makeshift mallet or mace bludgeoning weapon. He's wearing another pot over his head. He is kind of like tied pieces of a stove to his chest, and he runs forward, and he just swings at you so poorly that you don't really have to move. You just kind of like tilt your head to the side and boom, and it hits the ground relatively hard. Whatever he is jury rigged onto this soup ladle seems to be very heavy. And so it hits the ground, and you get kind of sprayed with dirt. And
I think Rowan was like, because again, it's all about survivability and like keeping low profile. Like I imagine like people have like a low key way of signaling to one another, and like Rowan kind of like he would give some type of high sign of like basically keep quiet. What the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
High sign situation.
As you attempt to do this, with a dirty 20, you would recognize the pot that he seems to be using for a helmet has obscured most of his vision. So him being able to see any sort of sign, you think is next to none. He seems to be working entirely on instinct right now.
I think he'd give like sign to the group, just dog pile, get him quiet.
Okay. So the rest
Kevin and crew will be in tackling him.
Okay. It is not difficult to do. As you kind of land onto the top of him, he keeps trying to struggle. He's like, "You'll never take me on."
I lift the helmet up. Shut up!
And you see someone that you're kind of shocked to see. When you were helping in the temple, there was this kid that used to get made fun of because everyone just called him the scaredy cat. He had wet himself in public once, and so everybody would tease him about that. It's like, oh yeah, anytime something happens, he pisses himself and runs away. He pisses himself and runs away. And so he was always known as, you know, the scaredy cat. Yeah. So he's the absolute last person you would expect to be doing something like that. His name is Lionel. And he's aged much more than you were kind of expecting. Like in your head, you were expecting, you know, the kid that you remember. But this is a young adult. Puberty has apparently hit him like a brick because he's about almost a foot taller than you remember him. And is kind of built out. Like he's got some musculature to him. And if it weren't for the fact that he had an entire wolf pack on him, he probably would be able to hold his own a little bit. And so he's like, "No, you're not." And then he kind of looks at you.
Lionel?
The recognition hits him. Railwind?
What the are you doing?
Oh.
What happened here?
We can't be here. Come on. No, get them off. Help me fight them off. I'm never going to go alive.
They're with me. Do you notice I'm not being attacked? Get off him.
And so he kind of gets up, and just the weight of the dog pile and everything has been enough to kind of shred his armor. Like, the piece of the oven is now on the floor, and Half of his shield is now bent. He's like, dang it. Took me an hour to make this.
Provinces are quite fun, aren't they? Yes.
Rowan, how'd you get here? How'd you know?
The giant. What? I think we're thinking of two different things. Where is everyone?
Here, come with me. You can't stay here. Come on, come on, come on. And he just runs off, not even waiting for you.
Follow him. It's like you get nowhere. You need to know.
So he eventually runs over to this house right over here, right next to one of these fissures. And as you get to the house, you can see the house itself is barely staying there. Like the cellar portion of it, part of the cellar has just fallen off into this abyss. And so you can, from the, if you look from the chasm side, you can see into the cellar. But the rest of the house looks almost sturdy. And you see him completely avoid the front door. He kind of climbs over a fence, goes into the back, and you hear the sound of rope rubbing on metal and other things like that. And eventually the front door opens. He goes, come on, come on, come on.
There he goes.
There's a certain je ne sais quoi. Apocalypse chic.
I love how the vampires are just sitting there going, with this, I would have a red wine. As you guys get in, he closes the door and then sets up the most elaborate booby trap you have ever seen. Like, full on The Incredible Machine style nonsense. And after he's done, he's like, okay. Rowan, it's so good to see you. You left like months ago.
Yeah, apparently a lot's happened since I've been gone. What happened? Where is everyone?
Well, see, there were monsters. I mean, there's always monsters, but then there was bigger monsters, and we were kind of getting worried. And then that whole, like, the Dark Lord showed up, and then everyone was like, well, it doesn't matter, because, like, we deal with monsters all the time, but this is a whole different kind of monsters. And then, like, I don't know, a couple days ago, we wake up to the ground moving. Like, not like, ooh, no, I mean, like, literally started shifting around, and there are these huge chasms to nothing. Like, there's nothing down there. It's just, it never ends. Pure abyss. And while we're all trying to figure out what it's going, it's cut the town apart. We can't get to other places in the town. A lot of people went to the west. There's this group of buildings that's mostly intact and is like defensible, and they went there, and I thought it was stupid for us all to be in the exact same place, and so I started fortifying here, and then you showed up.
Is there anyone else here to fortify with, or is it just you?
Well, it's just me. Like, I tried to get people to come, but they were kind of rude, to be perfectly honest. Like, I'm like, come on, guys, we got to spread out so that we're not all in the same. And they're like, no, we're going to stay here. And if you think that, you're stupid. You need to go away. So I did.
Well, catastrophe doesn't usually bring out the best in people sometimes. So, okay, so is the majority of people, or are they all in like these different sections of town, or do they all go to the same location?
I don't know. The town's been chopped up into bits and pieces. And, like, he kind of points out the window, and you can see these chasms are easily 10 to 15 feet wide, depending on where you're looking. It's like no one can get to the other parts of town, so everyone's just been hunkering down in. And he points over to this large group of buildings over here. Yeah, like, and you know, when bad stuff happens, everybody goes to the center of town, but the center of town is uncentered right now. We can't get to it.
Normally there's people who are so quick to repair that no one could make a bridge or of even makeshift?
I mean, it's a great idea, but everyone's been freaking out. Like, he kind of motions for you to come in closer. The chasms, there's something in them. You could hear it every so often. Every so often, you'll see things crawling out, and so everyone just went and started building fortifications.
You see things crawling out? Like, what kind of things?
I don't know. Ever since all this stuff happened, it's been dark. So I just see, like, things. Some of them have too many legs, some of them too many arms, some of them have too many eyes.
Okay, well, something's coming, and you can't stay here.
Well, now that you're here, I mean, you can fix everything, right? Like, just say a prayer to the Dark Lady and she'll fix everything like a puzzle. Just push everything back together.
That's that's not how it's ever worked. And
But I've seen you. You help people. Like, you actually help people.
I've been able to help people more, but not like this. We need. Okay, you you can't stay here. We can't stay here. Um, Looking at the rest of the group, can we get across the? Does anyone have any ideas? We could be getting across from here. Normally we go here to the center of the city, but there's also the temple there. It's not like there's people been jumping to wherever they can to fortify. It doesn't look like anyone stayed here.
Um,
Where have the most people gone? Do you know that?
I don't know. Again, everyone that was on this side of the chasm, they all just went to there. You know, this particular area, the reason that the buildings are so big and fortified, that's basically where the garrison of the town was. So,
Oh, okay. Well, that's where the most people. You cannot stay here. We need to go at least figure out. We are in such a limited time frame. We'll go there next.
damn it. Hold, please. I'm labeling things. Really? Really? Stop it. Okay, sorry. Trying to label things so we have names for it. Alright, so there's the garrison. Sorry, what did you say?
So we're just gonna go ahead go ahead there. We can't stay here. Will they have any? Um, will they attack? Are they attack us on site, or are they gonna like? Will they have? Do you know?
I mean, they
Or
haven't
people?
attacked me, but I haven't
So
talked to
you
them in a
have
little
gone there?
while. Well, yeah, I went there and I tried to convince them to not all stay in the same place, and they told me to go. Well, I'm not going to say what they said, but it wasn't nice.
Well, that's where the most people are here. We'll start there. We need to go.
Okay. So, getting over to the garrison, the first thing that you notice, again, it's kind of a collection of buildings. Um, and you notice that the buildings themselves have been heavily fortified. The areas between them have been boarded up. Um, you can see what looks like kind of like makeshift murder holes have been put in various places. And you also don't see like an entrance. Like, you don't see a gate or anything. This is completely kind of sequestered up.
How do we get in there? Have you been here before?
Yeah, but it wasn't like this. They've been busy.
Uh, I think Rowan will approach. He'll give like some type of a high sign. He'll give some type of sign that he would normally give in to like signal like, is it safe? Where is it safe?
As you do that, you hear a whistle from inside. And another one answers, another one answers. You see the like slightest hint of movement. And then suddenly, go away! There's no more room.
We're here to help. We don't know what's going on right now.
Find your own safe haven.
I imagine hunkering down is just like, fuck this. He stands up. This is not a negotiation. We're here to help.
You hear the twang of a bowstring and the sound of an arrow impacting wood, but you don't see anywhere that an arrow has been fired.
Elwyn's like, he's like getting a little tense. He just like, were you about to do a warning shot and you shot inside your wall?
You can't prove that.
I just did.
Suddenly you hear,
It's me, Relwyn. Who's this?
and suddenly you hear kind of shuffling, you hear arguing and stuff like that, and suddenly there is a sound that you're very familiar with. It's the sound of a hand hitting flesh. You hear this, "Tsh! Get out of my way!" And suddenly you see a very well concealed like flap kind of open up, and you see a older woman, like late 40s, that used to help kind of tend to the wounded at the temple. She goes by the name Saoirse. She goes, Relwyn, is that you?
Saoirse?
Praise the Dark Lady. Get your behind in here.
What a lovely idea. He just comes forward, just like motions forward.
Who are all those people with you?
They're with us. They're friends. They're here to help. Each of us are trying to defend each of the towns.
Damn it. And she kind of goes in, and then suddenly you see sheets and other things tied together being lent out of this hole. Climb on up.
Rowan just like, the last thing Rowan should be doing is be like, I'm gonna need some help. But he'll get up there.
Yeah. With the bed sheets and the help of everyone is able to come in.
Yeah.
And when you come in, you basically have this kind of little fortress that has been hobbled together with bits and pieces of everything. You can see some of the buildings on the inside, siding has been ripped off. Roofs have been ripped off to reinforce the kind of outer perimeter. And they've even built this kind of over roof around it. It's nothing that would pass any sort of inspection, but for how quickly it was built, it's rather impressive.
Yeah, the one thing these people know how to do is repair real quick.
And so Saoirse kind of sees you, and she just kind of embraces you for a moment. Child, it has been so long. You just disappeared one day. Thought you were eaten by the monsters.
Where'd they go? I had to find people. I have other things to ask, but I have to. Where's Talbot? Is Talbot okay?
It's a fantastic question. Ever since the chasms opened up, we've been cut off from the temple. I was here. There was young girl, had a fever. Pretty basic. Came with some cold compresses. Everything was going fine. then everything wasn't. I have no idea what's happening in the temple right
Just
now.
to be clear, Talbot was the apothecary. He always backstory was like kept Rowan's abilities quiet because he was borderline a heretic.
Yes. So that was all right. Remind me again, because it's been a little bit since I've read your backstory. Talbot Apothecary. Was there a priest that you studied under as well?
No.
Okay, so yeah. So I am thinking of the right person.
Yeah.
So she goes, yeah, he was at the temple. Everyone kept
Okay.
coming to the temple. It had been very busy recently.
Mhm.
So he was there, and he didn't have any time to come out here, especially for something as simple as just a
Yeah.
little fever.
And Rowan was like he kept his abilities on the down low because he actually was easing people's suffering.
Yeah. Like,
And
as far as like apothecaries go, like he was impressively knowledgeable. Like his understanding of medicine probably
he taught
rivaled
Rowan about herbalism.
yeah, probably rivaled the alchemist that you guys met in the other town that my brain's forgetting right now. So yeah, he was good at what he did, but there are still limits to alchemy and herbalism, and you were able
Yeah.
to kind of bridge that gap. And the fact that he hid what you did kind of made him look like even more of a miracle worker.
But sometimes it wasn't always about healing; it was about easing people's
Yeah.
pain and not forcing them to be in pain.
So she goes, yeah, he was at the temple and he was doing his normal thing, but then everything happened. I tried.
Okay, I understand. I understand. Like 2 days ago, chasm opened up. Have things? So has monsters gotten in and they've been attacking people, or have they just been just keeping the town divided?
And as you say that, you hear someone from one of the lower levels goes, "Yeah, I saw them. They attacked a boy, dragged him into the chasm." And then you hear another person, "I saw one too. He flew from the sky and incinerated someone. There was a scorch mark on the ground. You could see it outside." And a third person, "No, that wasn't from that. We fired. We threw some oil out there to try and kill one of the massive 70-foot tall beasts." No. I heard that it was from a giant one-eyed creature that shot this beam of pure darkness and incinerated everything about. And everyone just starts
Rowan
talking.
is looking. Rowan is looking to Sersha. Like,
And you see Sersha just like pinching the bridge of her nose, and she finally just stands and goes, "Quiet, all y'all. All right? I'm talking with my good friend Rowan, who's gonna help all of us in just a second here. We can't keep talking about this. We have to keep reinforcing the walls." Then y'all go ahead and do that, and I'm going to have a conversation with my buddy Relwyn here. See this? And she lifts up your arm. You go, "See this arm here? See how much muscle's on there? That means Relwyn's going to be able to help us build a lot of barricades. So if y'all just let me fill them in, then maybe we don't have to spend so much time arguing. Go build something." Grumble, grumble, grumble.
it's hilarious that she did that. Rowan just like let her raise the arms. So like, Rowan has a 0 modifier in his strength.
Yeah, but you're wearing enough armor that your
I'm wearing a
arms don't
breastplate.
your arms don't look completely flaccid.
Yeah.
And she also kind of pushed up on the back of your arm to make kind of pseudo muscles show up. And sorry about that, hon.
Okay.
Listen, you know what? That cut looks a little bit bad. Here, why don't you come with me and I'll get that cleaned up for you. And she grabs your arm forcefully and kind of drags you into a very, very tiny makeshift little hut thing. And as she gets in there, she kind of readjusts the door, which is just a plank of siding that you kind of lean up against it. So she kind of sequesters you two in there. "I don't know what in the hell is going on here, Rowan. These chasms opened up and everyone, like, we deal with monsters all the time. Like, it's just way of life here. You know that. I know that. My dog knows it, and I don't even have a dog. These chasms opened up. Everybody changed. They started talking about how vulnerable they were, how They all gotta save themselves. They gotta protect themselves. They all came to the garrison here and then just started building.
What happened to the gates and the portcullis? It's wide open, the chains are broken, and the portcullis is warped. That's sabotage.
Yes, it is, but it's not anyone from the town as far as I'm aware. Again, I've just been going off of rumors and things like that. I've been trapped in here the entire time. But something hot came through. Can't tell you what it was, but it could melt metal with a touch. Pointed at the drawbridge, both chains came up to the portcullis, grabbed it, and just lifted it up with one hand. Melted the damn thing.
They were prepping. They've been prepping this time to go to war.
Rowan,
But they sent someone early?
I need you to be completely, totally honest with me right now. Have you ever heard the Dark Lady speak?
Not directly in words, no. I have felt her.
When all this was happening,
She has guided me. I can tell you that much, but she's never spoken.
when all this was happening, I got afraid too. I knew I needed to find somewhere to be safe. And then something changed. Can't tell you what it was, but I knew something was wrong, and I knew this idea that I had to build and protect myself wasn't real. And I just remember seeing her. And whatever it is that's causing people to act so strange, it doesn't affect me.
I think they sent something early.
We've got to get to the temple. I know it in my bones. I can't tell you why, but I know it in my bones. We got to get to the temple.
Agreed. You cannot stay here, and neither can they. This place, reinforcing this, what is coming cannot be defended from here.
Well, as much as I don't think it's the greatest idea, this place is pretty formidable. If we can get people that can defend it.
This will, if you try to hold out here, what is coming, this will not last. I understand. I've survived here too. I see what you've done here. I've also been out there. I've been to every other village. I've seen things. I don't want to scare people more. Obviously, something else is going on here. This cannot be defended on its own. It will not last. This town is going to be besieged. This isn't like before with the monsters, and it definitely isn't like before now with all these. With this town's been gouged out. Staying here is a bad thing. We need to go to the next. We need to go to the next part. They clearly want the town divided.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. You're not getting the folks here to move, not unless you got more in that bag of yours than anything I've got. But if you can get to the temple, you can get help. You can get people that they'll trust. And maybe you'll be able to figure out what's happening around the rest of town. Again, once the chasms went up, it destroyed the roads. No one's been able to get anywhere else.
So you don't know where the temple is too.
Well, I've been able to get high enough up to be able to see the rest of the town. Temple seems like it wasn't hit by anything, so temple and the town square seem to be mostly fine.
There's at least one place over here. I think Roland would have looked out windows or whatever. It's like, is that rubble or is that a standing building?
They're all standing for the most part. Some of them have holes in them, but structurally they look as sound as the building that you were in before. this building right here is half hanging into the chasm.
Okay.
So that one may not be quite as stable as you would like it.
Okay. But this one definitely is
As far as you
standing.
can tell, yeah.
Okay.
Again, it's got a bunch of scorch marks and stuff on it, but
Okay.
nothing that seems structural.
Do you think we could at least convince people to fortify a passage, an emergency exit?
Right now, they don't want an exit to any of this. You notice there's no doors? I had to fight tooth and nail to get my little hatch. And I had to claim that the purpose of the hatch was to allow for ventilation. Because without it, we'd all suffocate from our own stank. Or at least that's what they think. Relwyn, it is real good to see you. But you came probably at the worst time that we've ever had. And that's saying something. As you're in there, suddenly you hear pounding on the door. Saoirse! We need you! Another person has been injured! Oh, for the love of the God. She whips over to, what did y'all do this time? You see this guy with kind of like a split thumb. Obviously from like hitting it with a hammer or something. Oh, dang. And she grabs him roughly by the shirt. Get over. And she starts dragging him to another part of this fortress now. What do y'all want to do?
Okay, Rowan's like, we can't be doing this, and we have limited time. He's gonna do something here. Come on. Okay. Oh God, I have to be Vala. And he holds his book. And actually, no, I already have. Actually, let me just check on it. Let me check on this. Okay, so I can't actually increase that more. Okay, I was about to do something, but it's like that's not an option. Rowan is going to approach. He's going to make a move. He's got to at least try. He understands there is definitely an effect going on here. And he understands these people. He's actually going to do the complete opposite of what he should be doing because he sees the paranoia, and basically paranoia is part and parcel of surviving here. But this is now people are haphazardly being driven, and Rowan has done this enough now that he's seen the effects of like something ambient is going on here, and it's been laid. The groundwork has been laid in some way. Maybe it's because of the chasms and something's coming out, or maybe it's an aura of a environmental thing that's been done.
If
Something has been applied here.
Kind of narrow it down. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
That's what I was going to ask. So in that case, if that is the case, then he will apply a different thing instead of what he was going to do. He will do borrowed knowledge. He'll take out his book. He'll apply borrowed knowledge, and he'll become proficient in Arcana.
Okay. And then. Yeah, go ahead and roll an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay. And since his skills were always kept on the down low for the most part, because again, heresy. But he's very openly in front of everyone. He's wearing the symbol of the Dark Lady on his chest now. He's got his talisman openly there, and people are seeing Relwyn actually openly cast magic when he's holding his book, and he's.
So as you cast that, like almost instinctually, as you get prepared to cast it, you have to kind of prepare yourself for the kind of scorn of everyone, because you know what happens when people cast divine magic that's not given to them by the Dark Lord. It's the reason you had to hide it for so long. So you sit there and you're like, no, Dark Lady has done all these things for me. I'm proud of my service to the Dark Lady. And you just kind of get up and kind of almost proselytize. You just
And
sit there and you cast it. And
kind of in also, sorry to cut you
Go
off,
ahead.
but I always imagine in my head the spell, because it's like borrowed knowledge, and because he is a grave cleric, he kind of is now kind of imagining like nondescript, because there are still spirits in the other side. It's just like things are very haphazard now. But like when he casts a spell and he uses people who have passed on are kind of like they're approaching him, and kind of like the spirits are going to him and going into him in some parts, and that's he's gaining the knowledge of
And
people
so
who
you
have
cast
passed.
it from a book, correct?
Yeah, because that is one of the
Yeah.
requirements.
So as you open the book and you start kind of conjuring, the rest of you can watch as the symbol on his surcoat of the Dark Lady starts to glow that deep indigo that indicates that he's using some of her divine power. You watch as the text on the book starts to grow as well, and then starts to kind of lift off the page and start surrounding him. As you guys see this, you watch as these ghostly forms start to kind of rise up and surround Relwyn. You can hear these whispers. And suddenly Relwyn, as he's sitting there focusing on the book, he just looks up, looks at a single person, and that person just kind of and kind of rushes into him, and then all the rest of them kind of vanish in smoke. And as you sit there and you gain the knowledge that you need, you immediately prepare for the blasphemy claims, for the people to scream at you, throw things at you.
Yeah, they ain't never seen this shit, really.
No one reacts. No one blinks an eye. No one looks at you.
Thank
And
goodness I'm
that's
proficient.
probably more terrifying to you than them reacting negatively.
Well, he expected a reaction. He's like, I don't have time for this bullshit. It's like this is also a big thing for Rowan's, like, because he's wearing the surcoat now. It's very open. And like it's like the time for hiding that's not like you can't hide all the time. And enough of this bullshit. I've been living a lie for this whole goddamn time. This is not the truth. So 22 Arcana.
Okay. So as you're looking at what's happening here and you're starting to piece things together, this is not simply paranoia or fear. The fear is making this more potent, but what you're looking at here is a compulsion, very akin to something along the lines like command or Gaius. But this
We see the effects of Gaish, yeah.
but this is not simply like an aura of fear or something like that. They have been given a particular task to do, and even when you're doing something blasphemous in front of them, nothing, because it's not stopping them from completing their task, they seem indifferent to it. You can't tell the specific spell, mostly because you don't think this is a particular singular spell, but the effect itself is, again, a compulsion, not just an aura of fear or an aura of paranoia or something like that. Something is telling people to congregate and build. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And another thing, especially since you got a 22, another thing that you find slightly strange, you don't feel any compulsion.
Saoirse, when did you say this cleared you were cleared of this compulsion to want to build like everybody else?
It was right after the chasms, like literally chasms formed. Everybody's got to build protection. It was almost the exact same time.
But when you stopped feeling that way,
it was within minutes. Like at first I felt fear, and then I'm like, I got to go find somewhere and build something to protect myself, and then I felt calm. To be honest, it's the first time in my life I've really felt calm. It was a strange experience.
but did the thought enter your mind? Did you hear something, feel something?
I remember
Did you
being
look to the temple?
terrified and like strange. There was like a pressure on my chest and my heart was beating like it was trying to run a marathon. I couldn't function and I just needed something to make me feel safe. And then suddenly it was like there are books that nobody reads anymore. But they talk about being anointed by oil. Now, we're not allowed to do any of that stuff. It's blasphemous because the Dark Lord don't like it. But it felt like at the tip of my head, somebody had poured something on me and it just rushed from the tip of my head down my face, down my chest, down my fingers, all the way down to my toes. Everywhere it touched, just calmed down. And I looked up and I saw someone. Couldn't tell who it was, but I knew it was her. Couldn't see her face, but I knew she was smiling. And then everything was done. Everyone else running around, ripping, siding off to build walls. And I was fine. I mean, I was still scared. Don't get me wrong. Giant chasms open them up. It's going to scare just about anyone. Never experienced something like that in my entire life. And you know, I've been around the church every day as long as I've known you. I've been there, at least for parts of the day. You and Talbot were basically family. You'd think if something like this were possible, I would have experienced it once. Especially that time we had that creature show up literally right at the gate. Almost made its way in. Technically it did for a little bit, wandered around a little bit. Everyone was so terrified. You'd think if something like this could happen, I would have experienced it then, but nope. For whatever reason, today, or yesterday, a few days ago, don't know. Time's a funny thing. It happened. I tell you, I always thought you clerics and you people of the cloth were smoking something mighty fine. I'm starting to think you might have been wiser than we were.
Strictly speaking, I wasn't a cleric then.
Well, all you people that believe, let's say, don't have to take vows to have faith. I always thought y'all were bare minimum nuts, not right in the head.
So I know, obviously, this is like, again, the compulsion's going on, and this, what happened with the Dark Lady, obviously, with her and for Saoirse. Now I know it. Now it was a hand wave thing, but Relwyn kind of understands what was explained to him about the channel divinity situation that happened before he joined the group.
Yeah. To your understanding, the Dark Lady is completely cut off from Crucitalia. She shouldn't have any ability to do anything here. She's been completely severed.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of an interesting thing because, again, Relwyn is here.
Mm-hmm.
And if that were 100% true, it's like in his eyes, the host has been kinked.
Yeah, there is a what's the word I'm thinking of? There's a disconnect. Like the fact that you can invoke her name and cast spells in her name at the same time she is completely severed from you doesn't make sense to you. Your understanding of especially divine magic, it shouldn't work that way.
No, I understand because it's his realm and he's been like invoking some of his will, but at the same time he's like, there's a bit of like, well, if that is true, then he shouldn't be able to.
I think one of the part of your
Balthazar as well.
Well, part of your inciting incident was when that happened, where she got cut off. Everything changed for you because she had tangential contact before, and then she was completely separated. separated. So you know something has changed, but what you've been led to believe about it doesn't fit the data, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's Balthazar, there's Liliane,
Mm-hmm.
and we have our powers, but we don't have that connection. Just be like, so there's that. So I just wanted to address that because I was like thinking like, just in regards to like, if Rowan tried Channel Divinity, does he feel the connection like it wouldn't be there to invoke?
Make me a religion check.
Because okay,
I'll give you advantage on this one too, because this is a cool idea.
yeah, because he's also like, there's the two things. One, Rowan has literally felt the Dark Lady. He's like, she's never talked to him, but she's the whole reason why he was able to find these guys. And he's had like some of the most direct contact with her, so to speak. 16. 16, 25.
As you sit there trying to kind of contemplate what's going on, you start to come to the realization that divine spellcasting is effectively a two-part process. There is the divine power that is given to you via your connection to a deity. And then there is the divine power that is created through your own faith and belief. And so you think the reason you can cast the spells that you can and Liliane can do the things that she can has to be that the aspect of faith is significantly more powerful than you initially believed. Like,
Okay.
for a long
I'm still
time,
listening. I had to walk away. Sorry. I'm still listening.
For a long time, it was basically the idea of faith is the key that allows you to access the power, but all of the power comes from the deity. And that's what the Dark Lord kind of proselytizes when he talks about his divine powers. Any magic in the realm is him giving you the access, and the only reason you can do it is you have faith in him, but it's all his power.
Which is also bullshit.
Yeah. And what you're starting to realize is, at least for divine magic, faith can actually create enough magical energy that you can cast spells purely on faith. But you have to have exceptionally strong faith. And then also hints at the idea that Saoirse must have more faith than she's putting on. If that makes sense.
Yes. So the faith she has had, but it's like so conversely, it's also like a connection might be established, but that's also like.
So as far as your question about divine intervention, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, because of how the spell works,
Yeah.
it will fizzle out right now.
Well, ability, but yeah.
Yeah. Because there's no amount of faith that can replicate the power of a deity. It's just not possible. And that particular ability requires literal divine intervention.
Okay. Yep.
But you think lesser miracles, for lack of a better word, are possible if your faith is strong enough. If there is enough faith, then quite a few things that, according to your old understanding of divine magic, shouldn't be possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, contemplating this, what Roland's going to do is, okay, this needs to happen, and we don't have time, and people like cannot be stayed here, and we need to counter this. And first off, before Roland's about to do anything, he's like, does anyone else have any thoughts on this before I'm about to do something rather possibly drastic? and
I
Roland,
know.
like Kevin, I swear to the Dark Lady, I will entertain no bad ideas, Kevin, but I ask you not to test the limit of that statement.
You know what? On second thought, we don't have the ingredients for that potion, so I'm just gonna.
If your idea was to drink werewolf blood, that actually might be a bad idea, Kevin.
No, 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 no. You don't drink werewolf blood. That is just painted on. You know what? Never mind. I'm
Take
just
a
gonna.
blood.
Anyone else have thoughts? Rowan will explain what's going on here. Like, this is clearly a compulsion. This is clearly a situation that's been enacted upon these people. This is not normal for us, for the people here. If anyone has any thoughts, and like he'll look to everyone there, everyone in the group.
Don't everybody talk at once. You take the silence as tacit agreement. Real quick, Lillian put a message in the Roll20 chat for you.
If anyone has any thoughts, what Rowan is intending to do is, what Saoirse has explained to me, what happened. I think this is more of a counter to what's going on than, if we can at least bring a little bit of faith, so to speak. I understand I'm not asking everyone to be religious. That's never been how I've operated. I just always tried to help. When the Dark Lady helped, it helped to also break out of whatever is going on here. I don't know if that was intentional, but I think if we can set an example to such an extent, we can break people out of this. I am intending to give people hope. If anyone else has anything to contribute to what I'm about to do, I would happily welcome it.
Kevin just feels the stare.
One of the rest of your crew, Kevin, kind of whispers in your ear going, what about those like symbols that we made with like the macaroni and like string? Do you think that they might help out here?
I think they would, but we don't. Did anybody remember to bring the macaroni?
Oh man, I knew I forgot something.
The
Does anyone have
vampire.
any like eggs and flour? Like we could make macaroni.
Hope, espoir. Oh.
Rowan is like, surrounded by people, I'm on my own. Awesome. Thank you.
Um,
Oh no. I'm sorry.
we could craft like symbols of the Dark Lady that we could hand out to people.
Rowan's
We,
going, shh. Okay, great. Get to work on that in under a minute. And Rowan's going to do a two-step thing. Rowan is going to very openly get everyone's attention, but he understands that people might not. But like, he's not going to he gets the vibe that like, obviously, I'm not going to obstruct what you're doing right now. I just need you to listen. And Rowan will start. He'll take out the book that he's been using, which is Balthazar's book, which has been like the actual book of the Dark Lady, not the actual bullshit that we've been proposed. and propagated with, but the actual words. And Rowan's been reading this, so he knows he wouldn't just blindly, just uh, and he'll actually talk about the kindness and the aid we can give to one another in this life and in others as help, and the active community is helping in both the comfort we give to both those that have passed, but also remembering those that are still here and give them and what they would wish in this life, and when leaving those of us behind and so forth. And as he'll talk about this, and then as he's reciting these words, he casts thaumaturgy,
Okay.
and he's being very audible about this. And as he is talking, he's like doing, and he begins making the statements. First off, just to get their attention as much as he can, even if it's like only a few. But he's going for he will be heard. This is not a time to be hiding anything like this.
Okay. Make a deck save.
+1, 18.
18. Hammer comes flying at your face. You kind of dodge out of the way. You hear someone go, "Help build things!" I'm assuming you are undeterred.
It's always been kind of reflexive for Rowan, but the other thing he does when he uses thaumaturgy, he's like, so when that happens, he's like, as he keeps speaking, the color in his eyes change, and indigo starts leaking up out of him. He's like he's speaking louder.
As you start invoking more divine power, at first, again, the only thing that happened was someone, without looking at you, just threw a hammer at you. Which, the fact that they weren't looking at you and how close they got to you is impressive. But they weren't trying to injure you. They were trying to give you something to build with. So like, go build something. As you start invoking more energy, as the light starts kind of bleeding out of your eyes and kind of pooling above you, more people start kind of noticing. And you start, as opposed to them like looking at you, like they're looking in your direction, but they don't seem to be looking at you. And then suddenly one person, as he's trying to reinforce the wall, rips the piece that he's trying to hammer onto the wall, walks directly up to you, goes to the ground and starts hammering it onto the ground in front of you. And then another person comes over and starts hammering another thing, and they start basically building a little containment module around you.
And Rowan understands, and so he saws along to go like, and he looks up. He goes like you overplayed your hand, and he casts Beacon of Hope.
Ooh.
And just so we can say like this, I'll just say it. This spell bestows hope and vitality. Choose any number of creatures within range. For the duration, each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saves and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing. So I would also submit anyone within 30 feet, which is pretty much this building. Because it says choose any number of creatures within range. It doesn't even say it has to be within line of sight.
Yeah. How do you spell beacon?
Beacon.
Thank you. Man, brain was not working.
That's literally just that paragraph.
Yeah. I just had to physically see it. It makes it easier for me.
Sure. No, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, as you start casting Beacon of Hope, the rest of you around him can see more people are coming around attempting to kind of seal him away. Saoirse, seeing what's going on, starts trying to fight against.
Now, I don't have to stand still. I can move around as well. But he will also make the point of like they don't like whatever this is doesn't want the truth to be heard.
Anytime you attempt to move, another person comes and starts building to stop you. They bring up a piece of siding or a shingle or something and just start to, and they're doing everything they can to basically, again, this is not meant to be political in any way, shape, or form, but they're going to build the wall. And
They're gonna pay Roman pay for it.
Absolutely. Relwyn is 100% going to pay for it. Relwyn and Saoirse. And so Saoirse starts trying to kind of fight against them, and that's when they start changing. Like, they start... I don't want to say they start getting aggressive, because they're not being violent against you, but they are becoming so soul-bent on kind of sequestering you away from the rest of the populace that as Saoirse tries to kind of stop them, they literally pick her up and start hammering things to keep her down, and start kind of like taking her clothing and hammering it to the ground. Like, nothing like physically damaging to her, but literally restraining her to the ground. And then they start doing that. So for the rest of you guys, you could see Relwyn doing this. Do you guys want to do any thing?
Just trying to think of what I can do is the main thing.
I just want to point out, you don't have to hurt them.
Yeah. I mean, you can use... like, evocation wizards have a specialty in evocation magic, but it doesn't mean it's exclusively evocation magic. It just means that that's what they do best. And warlocks are frickin' warlocks.
I know, but he's still a wizard. They're not really known for their ability to not kill.
Kevin and the crew will start trying to help the people who are building this prison by helping them. So they're gonna like hold the materials, but it's gonna be off kilter and it's gonna be knocked over.
I really
They're gonna hold the
love
flashlight,
that whole thing. We're like,
but it's
oh,
gonna be
dude,
pointing the wrong way.
trust me, it works so much better this way. And they flip the hammer over and start banging it with the bottom of the hammer. Trust me, man, more force is applied in a better... Like here, like all the force is like, whoa, whoa. Here, like all the force right there. It's why they call it a hammer fist, man. It's how you're supposed to use the hammer. So that's starting to cause issues.
Now, what? How many deputies would you send it on? I mean, those are more than one.
Let's say that you have... Let's say you have 8 deputies.
How many people are in the room building?
With as small as it is, there's probably a couple hundred.
Alright.
But again, the deputy, like, they are literally law enforcement. They have dealt, like, it's part of their training is dealing with mobs and stuff like that. So if you want them to start crowd controlling, quite literally.
Yeah, they try crowd control and they if they have to, so take it down. Like,
Okay. Go ahead and make me a d20 roll, add 5 to it.
5.
Yep.
That will be
If I can, I'd like to add guidance since that's not because it's constant.
You are... this is all happening as you're casting Beacon of Hope, so your focus is on Beacon of Hope.
Okay.
19's great.
I would take that back anyway because that's guidance is concentration. So never mind.
So, as the deputies start seeing this stuff, you guys start kind of moving around and like, okay, stop that, get away from here. They start again like hammering nails through your shoes to try and prevent you from moving. And as soon as one deputy has somebody doing something aggressive, you all just kind of click and go, oh, that's how it is. All right. Start using the butts of your guns to kind of shove people out of the way. And, you know, some people start bringing out manacles and things like that and using them creatively. Like they'll put one manacle on a leg and then another one on like a support beam and just push. So the guy's just kind of dangling in the air. Anyone else want to help out with this? I'm going to say you guys need 2 more successes for this to fully happen.
Am I part of that success or no?
You are the one that is counting successes. You guys have
Oh,
gotten
okay.
a success from ineptitude being used advantageously. And then the guards going, all right, let's do it. So either the vampires can do something. You guys also have the arcane archer, or if either of you two have another way that you think your people can help.
So the evocation vampire looks at the warlock vampire. You're the one that gets your spells back so quickly. Fine. And he claps twice as a bunch of Relwins are suddenly around Relwyn because he's going to cast Major Image.
So, Rowan, as you're sitting there and you're feeling that, suddenly you look, you see movement from beside you, and suddenly you're looking at yourself. And you look to the right. How many mirror images does it take? Is it 3?
Major Image. So I'm
Major
just,
image.
I'm just distracting
filled
them.
the room.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. Obviously, I think I saw the spell being cast. Obviously, but
Well, yeah, no, you see it and you see yourself, and yourself kind of grins at you. And you see another one, and suddenly there are Relwyn everywhere. Because Major Image, you can, the area you can affect is pretty large, right?
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, you suddenly see Relwyns everywhere, and this breaks people. Because before, they had a very clear idea of what they're supposed to do. And now there are Relwyns everywhere. And
can they also speak?
Major Image can be visual and audible, right? Like you can do both
Let
light
me
and sound.
make sure.
I'm going to rule right now that because I think it's a 5th level spell, isn't it?
No, it's a 3rd level.
3rd level. Still, 3rd level in my book is enough to give you lights and sound. So whether you can or not, we're going to rule for this one, you can. And so now there's kind of this chorus of Relwyns speaking as one. Not full on Borg, think more of like Greek chorus.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot cube, so there's like 4 other Relwyns now.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of walking around and things, and people keep putting barriers up for them to stop them, and they're walking through them, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'll say that's a big enough threat. As you're conjuring your beacon of hope, you're seeing this kind of swell more and more. You can feel much more power in the beacon of hope than you're used to feeling. I don't think this is the first time you've cast beacon of hope, right? I think you've used it in combat before. So you're familiar with the spell, you know how it's supposed to work, but something about this is so much more potent than it's ever been before. And you could feel this power kind of swelling in you. And they're not getting violent, but they are aggressively doing everything they can to stop you. Eventually, some of them start trying to like gag you, which is just not working. Because as much as you may have a strength of 0, you have enough divine power going through you. You just kind of hold your hand up and it stops. And so eventually, this kind of cascade of indigo energy just kind of bursts out in front of you and kind of showers everything. And then suddenly, like, everything stops for a moment. And you see everyone just kind of sitting there blinking and breathing. And then a couple of them start shaking their heads and they start looking around. And then one of them looks at you. Relwyn? Where the hell did you bring us?
I didn't bring you. I woke you up.
Oh.
Something bad's coming. We need to get to other people.
Okay. And
Can you...
now you start seeing the kind of pragmatic people of
Bad shit happened. Must be a Tuesday. What's going in the like
Yeah.
default mode survival kind
Yeah,
of?
the kind of the Misenford people that you know is okay. We can freak out later. We've got work to do, and they all just go, okay.
Can we work on getting a bridge from this point to this point? And he's like, he'll point to the house.
And you see, he's still very, very confused, especially since again you're kind of sequestered in here, so you have to kind of take him to a window and kind of point out. He's like, where did those go? I can have it done in. And he looks back, and you just see him start counting and calculating. 20 minutes? Well, scratch that. What's going over the bridge?
Us, as many people as we can. We can't. People are being affected by bad things. Bad things are coming to Misenford.
30 minutes. Yeah. Do you want it to go away after you're done? Because that'll be another 5.
I'll leave that up to you.
Gotcha!
I need to get
And he
across.
just goes.
And he's going to leak across. Now that that's happening, can the rest of us, because Rowan didn't want to leave people behind, he puts the rest of the group, do we think we can get across now a 15-foot chasm, or do we need to rely on these people to make the bridge for us as well?
If we can string some ropes across, maybe we can build like a quick rope bridge.
The building that
There's
you're
a
in
trust
has
exercise
been
we did.
built up, so you're technically higher than the building on the other side. If you wanted to go full on like zip lining. And you
Yeah,
have
we
an arcane
did this
archer.
trust exercise as a rite of passage. So I'm actually zipline certified.
Chakabra!
Okay. If we can get across now, because now that people have woken up here, Rowan is going to address them. So, like, if we can get across, does everyone can we get across if we do this this way, or is this like same amount of time, just different application?
Yeah, again, with the combination of the guards with their projectile weapons and your arcane archer, you guys can build a zip line in a couple minutes.
Okay, Rowan's going to explain this to them. He's going to go. He's going to go back to Sersha, and the rest of the people are waking up and getting their. I'm sure, like as they're more clearing their heads, like going, "This is the goal we're doing. Do bad things are coming. This is for you to get across. We're trying to get. We're going for the temple. If you think you can get to the temple, or you think you can get to the main building here,
I
do
will say,
that."
the zip line would be strong enough to get your party apart across.
Yeah.
The people need the bridge.
Yeah. The people need the
Okay.
bridge. That's what I'm saying. The bridge is for them.
Okay.
I just didn't
all
know
right.
if that was
Just
going to be
wanted
for
make
us
sure
as
we're
well
both
if
on
they
the same-
required. Yeah. Because like if they're as long as them, this is for you. Get across. If you can't go to one place, go to the other, whichever one you think you can go to.
Okay.
Our objective, I think, we're in times of panic. People usually, like you, as you stated as well, they went to here, right?
Yeah, they went to the town center because it was fairly easy to fortify, and it was far enough away from the walls that the people that couldn't fight would go to the town center, and then anyone that could fight would go to the walls. And that meant in order for bad things to actually get to them, they had to travel the maximum distance to be able to
Is the temple standing?
Yeah, from what you could see.
And again, because I know Roman has ungodly perception, but also passively, is there any lights or signs of light coming from the temple, or is it just as like
there's enough smoke and
fortified?
Haze in the environment that you wouldn't be able to see any signs of light. You can see the building itself, but it's far enough away and there's enough kind of particulate matter in the air that you can't tell.
Okay.
You see kind of a vague shape of it, and you're so familiar with it, you're like, oh, that's the temple.
Okay. He would have his reasons for wanting to go to the temple, but I think it could be half dozen in one and 6 in the other. I will ask for consensus as players and group. Do we want to go to the temple, or do we want to go to the center of town?
I think the temple is the key to trying to unlock more people. But then the center of town might be the key to having a fortified location to defend
Yeah.
against.
Then the one concern obviously is there could just be more people under the same effect. And they definitely did not. And the one indicator, the reason why I'm saying this is because they definitely wanted Rowan to shut the fuck up
Right.
when he was speaking this.
I'm thinking temple first, but it's just a gut feeling.
Same for me.
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
anyone else feel differently?
No.
They probably have wine at the temple.
He mentions wine at the temple. I don't know. Going to church is always so gauche. Do they have blood wine, maybe? Probably not in the province. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're gonna try to go for the temple. I think obviously the rest of the group, the rest of the part, the people in the building, I'm sure they're probably gonna by default probably go to the main structure if they
Yeah.
can. But they're saying so like okay, so let's go to the temple because obviously there's something that like whatever's going on here they the effect they wanted to be avoided here. So
All right, so you guys make your zip line. You're able to get to the other side without too much difficulty. Just because it's getting a little bit late, we'll push forward a little bit. As you get close enough to the temple to actually see it, you are a little bit disheartened as you get there. As much as the shape of the temple has not changed, every door, every window, every opening is not just boarded up, is completely covered in ramshackle reinforcements. And it's fairly obvious to you that this is not something done to fortify something inside.
Mhm.
This is all stuff that has been done from the outside. Very akin to what they were trying to do to you not too long ago.
that actually makes Rowan feel like we actually did the right thing.
Unfortunately, because it is getting late, that is going to be all for tonight. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Others again, it's all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.